really just wanted to thank you all for being here, and look forward to making the next step in elevating the program. But we made a leadership change in an effort to make sure we get some energy into the program, and really thinking about how we can elevate the. We named Erica Interim, and we'll look forward to finishing up the season as strong as we can, and go from there.
First, Mr. Manhertz, I imagine that the decision was difficult, but why did you feel comfortable that now was the correct time for a change?
Yeah, it's never an easy decision. I just thought it was time to bring a new energy. There's three things that I asked Erica and the staff to do as we made the change. Going through the change was one, focus on academics; two, bring a new energy; and three, just have fun playing basketball. So it was just time. We thank Jesse for what he's done and what he's meant to the program. He's a Bonnie, so he'll always have a home with us. But it was time to give the girls something new and something fresh, and I think Erica can do that. Great,
thank you. And Coach, pleasure meeting you. But just one question for me to start. How have you managed the emotions of players, in this week? Obviously a game week. You guys have a game tomorrow. So, with the change of leadership, has it been maybe business as usual ahead of tomorrow's game, or has this week been different, like meeting with players individually? Just how have you managed this week with all the players?
Well, I've met with all the players just to kind of see what they needed from me, but it was business as usual in terms of the fact that I've built a relationship along with the rest of our staff. We have a really tight-knit team. Of course, the girls were sad to see Jesse, go and us kind of change direction, but they still understand that we're here for basketball. And like Joe said, we're just here to bring a different energy. Just, try to bring that love back to the game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Over to Rachel.
Hi, Erica. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. My first question is for Erica. You've seen a lot in college basketball in the last few years. There was turnover at Syracuse with the staff, now turnover at St. Bonaventure. What is your goal to stabilize the program at St. Bonaventure for the remainder of the season?
Well, like Joe said, first we want to just kind of keep the girls together. The one goal here, which when I was a player was the same goal, is you've got to have fun with the game. So starting there, making them understand what it really, really takes, and you just have to compete and play hard. I think they have a different relationship with all of us, but for myself, because I played and have been in their shoes, it's really like having a conversation, 15 years ago when I played. So the biggest thing is just keeping them together, not making any major changes. Again, we're just trying to bring a different energy. Obviously, there'll be a few minor changes, but nothing major. Everything is business as usual. Classes are in session, so we've got travel, we've got games, nothing too out of the ordinary.
What's your coaching debut tomorrow night going to be like? Your first time as a head coach?
Well, I was actually a head coach in Europe. I coached the professional teams over there. So it's not exactly the first time, but here in collegiate basketball, it is. And I think it's going to be the same. I mean, I've been a leader with the girls. Coach Fleming, when he was here, gave us a lot of responsibility. So I know exactly what it's like leading the girls. Game situation. Again, I've been in the situation as a player. I've been in the situation as a coach. So again, just focusing on bringing energy, keeping the girls focused, making sure they know exactly what our goal is.
This question's for Joe as well. The remainder of the staff is going to be intact for the rest of the season here at St. Bonaventure, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Anthony, did you have a question?
My question was answered. I'm okay.
Okay. Over to you, Johnny.
All right. My first question is for you, Joe. You said, I felt like we needed a change of energy. Was this your decision to part ways with Jesse Fleming?
Johnny Walker, we can get along. I like that name. Absolutely was my decision. From that standpoint, I've got to keep the best interests of the student athletes in mind. And I think so it was mine and mine alone.
All right. And by parting Jesse ways with Jesse Fleming at this point in the season, is that an admission that this is a lost season and the program is now in a rebuilding phase?
There's no lost season from that standpoint. I like the narrative, but at the end of the day, this is an experience. These women are going to learn from this. This is going to help them in anything they do, even if they went undefeated or if they went scoreless. You can always learn from it. So I don't think you can lose anything in this. That's what's great about athletics. You take this and you can deal with adversity with what comes in life. So that's just one of the things that we teach. And can you repeat the second part of your question?
Lost season, and then where is the program now? Would you consider this the start of a rebuilding phase, or are you guys still?
Yeah,
Really
we're
trying to
we're looking at everything. I think all of our programs, we're evaluating everything, looking at how we can invest in places and give kids experiences that the landscape of college athletics is ever changing. And so we have to make sure that we're trying to be mobile and hostile. It's going to take many things: support from campus, support from student athletes, and support from all over. So absolutely, we're looking at everything. We're constantly building and growing, because if you don't grow, you die. So we're going to grow everything.
Now, you've named Erica the interim head coach. Is she a strong candidate to be the permanently fill that role?
Yeah, she's a candidate from that standpoint. At the end of the day, as they say, every day is a job interview. So, the thing I told Erica is go get it. Go get it. Go out and get it. Shock the world. And shoot, if she does great, makes this easy for me. And so from that standpoint, absolutely, she's a candidate. So, I wasn't going to coach the team. So if I didn't want her to be a candidate, I'd go out and coach the team. So, I think I'm pretty good, but we just don't need that.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. And then Erica, I just have a quick question for you. What really are your goals for the team for the rest of the season?
My goals for the team are just to get them back to playing hard and competing. I think, with obviously us not doing as well as expected or as well as the girls would like with our record, sometimes as a competitor, that can kind of bring you down a bit. So I just want to get them back to playing hard, competing, realizing that this is the game they love and they've worked so hard to get to this level, and that every day you've got to continue to fight and get better. So it's just bringing that energy. I'm a competitor, so I just want them to kind of feel that and know that I'm right there with them. And, the whole athletics department is right there with them.
All right, over to Jack.
Hey, Coach. I want to talk a little bit about the game tomorrow specifically. Looking at Dayton, they're pretty balanced scoring. They don't really have one primary offensive threat. So how do you kind of prepare for them with all those different moving parts they have offensively?
Well, I think they have kind of a similar makeup as a lot of the other teams that we've already competed against in the A10. Balanced scoring, kind of balanced in doing everything, but they do have some very specific tendencies that I think that we can play off of defensively. So we're just going to go in the game. It's really going to be kind of scout based at this point of the season. A10 is more scout based and ultimately focusing on us. So I think that in all of this is the major focus for myself and for our staff. It's just focusing on us, focus on getting the girls better, putting them in better positions to score and be successful.
Yeah, and then follow up to that offensively, it's kind of been tough sledding for you guys as of late. What's the plan going to be to try and get, back on track here tomorrow?
We're going to mix up a few things. I think the girls, have some situations that they love to be in and that we've been successful. So playing a little bit more on those, but I think just getting some more motion, some more movement. I've seen throughout the season in certain situations that the girls kind of like or need to play freely. So just helping them with that, helping them understand what their decisions are, what their reads are. And we've been taking a lot of time, more than usual at this juncture, just to kind of get them to embrace it and understand what it is we're looking to do.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Anthony.
Coach, pleasure to meet you. I just had a question. Jack kind of touched on the game tomorrow, but just in general going forward, what do you need to see from the team and what areas do you think that they can get better at to kind of right the ship a little bit after the 0-5 A10 start?
Well, I think from looking at the stats and obviously being there every day, we kind of do it to ourselves a bit. That's what gives me so much confidence that we can, somewhat turn this thing around or just bring some different energy turnovers are too high, mostly self-inflicted. I think we're at around 17 or 18. That's way too many for us. I think we've got to do a little better job of just competing on the boards and the intangible things, getting to those loose balls, getting those deflections, the small things that you really don't see on the stat sheet is what I'm really, really fighting for them to, fighting every day for them to embrace and understand how much of an impact it does have on the game.
Awesome. Thanks. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
All right, Rachel.
Erica, I've got two more questions for you. As a former player, as a former coach overseas, how do you think that experience is going to help you in this role as interim head coach?
Well, starting from my experience as a head coach, really we're just a manager of players. Of course there are some X's and O's, but at the A10 level, all of our young student athletes are good athletes. So it's about managing them, putting them in the best situations for their skill set, for the team overall. So I think me coaching different, coaching in Europe, coaching here, coaching different sorts of players with different skill sets, I'm very, very comfortable in my shoes right now. Also with my other two coaches, Coach Simmons and Coach Chad, we've had a tight-knit relationship all year long. So again, it's, of course, Coach Fleming is not here, but I think the girls, just seeing us together and knowing us will help. Now, as a player, I've been in their shoes, like literally I've been in their shoes. And I know what it's like, my first few seasons when I played weren't all the best. I didn't have a winning record, but we continued to fight and continue to fight. And eventually at my alma mater, our program turned around just from those small sacrifices and became a Final Four team. So just kind of showing them that you've got to start now, and that impact will carry over and carry over.
In the same vein, what is the challenge you now face as St. Bonaventure's head coach?
Well, the challenge is, again, just getting the girls used to my style, how I am, which they are. So it's really been an easy kind of transition because we're really close. But the biggest challenge is getting them to just forget that record, to stop staring at that record and stop listening to that record and understand that, like Joe mentioned earlier, that there's a lesson in all of this that will ultimately always carry over, whether it's basketball, whether it's life. So for them to kind of get the bigger picture while they're kind of in the storm. And that's been the toughest part, just keeping them motivated. But again, they're a great group of girls. I can say that in the last few practices, there has been a very positive, different energy. They're upbeat, and I think they're looking forward to the challenge.
How would you describe your coaching style?
Very detail oriented, very disciplined. Discipline is really, really key. But I would call myself a bit of a translator because I can speak the X's and O's, but I can also kind of tell them from a player's perspective, since I just finished playing a few years ago, how to actually accomplish it and making those in-game adjustments. So I think I'm a player's coach.
Great, thank you.
We'll go to Jack real quick.
Yeah, coach. So with Jesse, essentially the rotation was pretty much everyone was playing at some point during the game. Do you think that rotation is going to change at all? Are you going to try to narrow that down at all? Or what's kind of the game plan there? Or have you not even gotten that far, I guess?
Well, no, we haven't gotten that far. Of course, it's hard to see that and make those decisions until we get in game. But I think I have a good feel for what the girls are in, and some of the things that we not really added but kind of adjusted a bit will complement some of their styles. So you can definitely count on seeing, a lot of our girls in and out, because I think it's going to take all of us. We have some, we have a few players who are not with us. As Tiana, she's still out, but I think, we plan on as a staff and myself, just, getting the girls in and out, keeping that energy. My philosophy is come in, play your hardest for the first, 2 or 3 minutes, and let's just keep that going. Let's just keep that momentum going. So hopefully the girls can come through on their end and we can have a successful rest of the season.
Rachel, do you have something else or?
Yes, I do. I have two questions for Joe. The first off, what made Erica a good candidate to become the interim coach here at St. Bonaventure?
Experience, and getting to know Erica, getting to know the staff. She can, as she said, translate. She can kind of bring people together, and from the standpoint is when you watch games, when I watch games and did my evaluations, seeing how the players responded to her, seeing how she coached and talked to the women and the girls. I just thought she was the right fit to take them through this.
And second, I mean, not to put the cart before the horse already, but do you have a criteria for what you want your next women's basketball coach to be or to fit into?
Yeah, it's exactly what I said before. Bringing a new energy, making sure academics are a part of it, and really have fun. And so I think as we evaluate everything that we're doing in the department, I think it's how do we continue to show some investment in that program. And I think we have to get that coach to show some investment in us as well, in the community from that standpoint. So looking for the coach to be a little bit more embracing the community and engaging from that standpoint. When I started last year, I thought that team, just their spirit was really, really good. And I urge people to come out and support them. And so we just need to put people in the gym for them. And from that standpoint. And so someone that can partner with me and our staff to do that and really just, there's nothing better than feeling supported. And so, if we can get more people in there, whether it's students, things of that nature, people in the community, to make them feel they're a part of something. We see it on the men's side. So why can't we have it on the women's side? And so that's what we're thinking about. But the criteria, Rachel, if I said I had this list of they got to check these 3 boxes, I'd never get it. So from that standpoint, I want to hire someone that fits, that wants to be here, that can help us grow.
Thank you.